Is it okay to continue to invest even when you're laid off? I'm getting a 6-month lump sum payment, and I want to invest 25% into a Mega Back Door Roth if possible. What are your thoughts?
Man, okay, so this is Carlos. I've actually had clients that have asked me this question before. There's like they either get laid off or there's a reduction in force, and they are so wired to be financial mutants, and they are so wired understanding how to build and how to grow their assets that it's hard for them to like flip that switch and turn that off. Now, Carlos, we cannot give you specific advice because we don't know the unique intricacies of your financial situation. Here's what I do know, though. A lot of times when people are laid off or out of work, specifically if there's something industry specific that caused it, the amount of time that it's going to take for you to get back into the workforce is likely unknown, unless you're at a vocation where you're highly employable in a very short amount of time. So given the uncertainty and the unknowns, whenever someone enters into an uncertain time, whether it be being laid off or whether it be entering into retirement or financial independence, we always love the idea of erring on the side of conservatism. We would much rather you be more conservative and things turn out better than you thought than more aggressive and you have to make some desperate, dire, or less than ideal decisions. And so when I hear that you're laid off and your income is going away and you have a severance package, rather than you getting super excited about doing the Mega Back Door and dumping 25 and captivating those dollars, because once you do the Mega Back Door and you get them into Roth, unless you do an in-service to get it out of the plan, you roll into a Roth and you try to tap into your basis, those dollars are pretty much locked up until 59 and a half, or at least they should be locked up until 59 and a half. And I would argue that as you go through this season of uncertainty, I want you to make sure that you're flush on cash so that you give yourself the amount of time to get back on your feet, to get back into stable footing. So in my opinion, I think someone going through this situation, I would err on the side of parking it in cash to give myself flexibility, as opposed to trying to invest it, trying to be aggressive, try to implement investment strategy.
I wrote two big things down. I said timing is everything, because Carlos, I think you're in a season. And Bo had used the word uncertainty, having a layoff. Now, this could turn into a blessing.
Sure.
And the fact that, if you get a new job that much sooner and you still have left over, by all means, let's reward good with good. Good news can turn into even better news by putting that money to work. However, don't do it beforehand. I mean, I think you need this money because you just don't want to get to a situation. Cash, as I've shared in Millionaire Mission and I've talked about on the show many times, is really taken for granted. It's like the air we breathe. We take it for granted until you go underwater, and then you quickly realize, oh my gosh, this is priceless to have liquidity during this emergency. So let's not get so excited being a financial mutant that we go ahead and soak up all the oxygen in the room before we make it out of the emergency situation. Let's actually make sure that the vault door, or you've come up for air and you've got your new job and life is looking good and it's optimistic. And then let's evaluate, how do we reward the good with good? And that's why I say timing is the most important part in this. So don't hold and wait until you actually have the good news come your way, and then you can reward yourself.